And yes, you can. Hi friends, I'm Les Mood, your host. Welcome to the Energy Independence Show, where we cover product reviews, interviews, and hot news. According to financialpost.com, there's a lesson for the energy transition in California. California has to sober up to the reality that in this transition, we're going to have to do more to be more mindful in terms of our capacity to provide backup and insurance, Governor Gavin Newsom said in a news conference. The state's grid operator blamed the blackouts on a perfect storm of extreme heat and unusually high demand, as well as a drought that's limiting hydropower resources and a decline in electricity imports from neighboring states also struggling to keep air conditioners humming. Compounding the problem, 1 gigawatt of wind unexpectedly went offline Saturday along with a gas plant. In Texas, the reason why they don't have outages is because all of those backup generators can be monetized, said Jigar Shah, co-founder of the green venture firm Generate Capital Incorporated. According to EIA.gov, U.S. shipments of solar photovoltaic modules increase as prices continue to fall. Higher module efficiency, greater labor productivity, and lower supply chain costs are largely responsible for the declines in the average value of solar PV modules. Recent declines in the price of modules and components that started in mid-2016 are related in part to both global oversupply, resulting from decreased demand in China, and increased cost competitiveness within the industry. In 2019, residential solar PV installations totaled more than 2.5 gigawatts. This increase is partially a result of homeowner incentives for installing solar arrays, such as the California Solar Initiative and the New York Megawatt Block program, as well as other state-level policies and incentives. And I would add net metering. UK Reuters says California blackouts illustrate risks of mishandled energy transition. For more than a century, the centralized electricity industry that has been based on the principle generation follows load, i.e. production follows and responds to consumption rather than the other way around. Gas-fired units are ideally suited to load following and provide short-term reserves because their output can be ramped up and down quickly at a time period ranging from minutes to around half an hour. Wind farms and solar generators produce variable output depending on time of day, season, and local weather conditions, so they too cannot follow load. Proponents of wind and solar have outlined plans to move to a system where load follows generation through smart meters, smart appliances, time of use pricing, grid scale batteries, and grid connected electric car batteries. According to SeekingAlpha.com, SunPower spinoff Maxeon creates an interesting opportunity. The Maxeon spinoff could fundamentally alter reality and perception of SunPower. Post-split, SunPower will become a residential and commercial installer, and Maxeon will be a module manufacturer. As such, SunPower appears to be doing very well in the installer space. SunPower's dominance in new home construction is unbroken, and the company is seeing significant new business in that sector. The company's relationship with Enphase Energy has paid off, and the company is now sitting not only on a positive business relationship, but extremely valuable stock. SunPower is also seeing strong storage attach rates that are likely to drive considerable growth in the near to midterm. According to Bloomberg.com, solar, wind, and batteries are all grown up. When the technology goes from being scarce and expensive to abundant and cheap, it changes people and their long-term decisions in meaningful ways. Onshore wind, too, has become ubiquitous enough that wind and solar are now the cheapest new units of power generation for most of the globe. Lithium-ion storage batteries, meanwhile, are allowing them to provide energy close to around the clock. In 2001, the world installed 290 megawatts of solar generation capacity. The solar project in Texas referenced in this article And a ranch land alone will generate 200 megawatts of solar power. This year, the world will probably install more than 100 gigawatts of solar, about 350 times more than it did 19 years ago. Something's impossible 2 decades ago and still fairly remarkable a decade ago is now commonplace, which makes a person wonder what's next. Well, the future is here, according to Back to the Future. What's a gigawatt? Well, we have 100 here. The revolution is here. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to like, comment, share, and follow, and we will see you soon.